Hi there, welcome back to the farm. It's February and there's snow on the ground. That means it's time to start some seeds. All right, this time of the year, I can't wait to play in the dirt. So this is exciting. And today it's time to start a lot of brassicas, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and I'm going to start a bunch of stock. I've never grown stock before, so this will be an experiment. Now I do have a few things started already. Let me show you what I have going already. I do have some onions started, some yellow candy onions, red onions, all kinds of things. A couple of them didn't come up well. I think my seeds must be old, so I replanted these two yesterday. But I hope to have a lot of onions this year because we just ran out of onions. I also have kale, spinach, and lettuce started. And depending on the weather, I hope to get out in the tunnel in a few weeks and plant this in the ground with some hoop covers. So I can't wait to have some fresh spinach. I didn't do a good job starting it in the fall, so we didn't have any over the winter. But I hope to get some early spring greens. I'm ready. I also started snapdragons. They take a long time, and I love selling them at the farm stand. So I have a bunch of snapdragons started that'll actually soon be ready to pot up. They're getting kind of big, so I need to get them in their own cells. But I also got parsley and rosemary and chives started. The parsley and rosemary have popped up. I don't see the chives yet, and they're old seeds too. Now I had 2 trays I didn't have anything in, so I'm going to use those for broccoli and cauliflower. But I'm also going to try something new. Until this year, I never heard of seed snail rolling. Have you? It's where you take different materials, and people have differing opinions on this, and you put dirt on it, roll it up, and plant the seeds right in the roll. I'll show you how it's done, but people swear it gives it really good roots. It's easy transplanting. We're going to see. I'm going to plant some both ways just to make sure I get some. But I want to experiment and see how that does work.
You know, it seems like they come up with something new every year. It was a couple of years ago, it was a soil blocks.
Yep, soil blocks. And I did do that. I had a hard time with soil blocks. I couldn't get the stuff, the right texture to really hold together. So I failed at soil blocks. Now we'll see how I do at seed snail rolls. But the first thing I'm going to plant is broccoli. And I plant mostly Kariba. I've tried over the years a bunch of different kind of broccoli seeds, and for some reason this one just does the best for me. It gives nice, tight, firm heads. It doesn't go to seed real quick, and I like it. So instead of trying anything new, I'm just going to stick with the tried and true. So I'm going to plant some in these pots, and then later I'll do some in a seed roll snail. So we'll see.
I have a distraction question for you. As I'm videoing here, I'm looking at this beautiful basket full. What is in there?
That's status. That's actually, I had it for sale at the farm stand. They're dried, so they'll last forever. But so I'll probably put them for sale again this year at the farm stand. But in the meantime, they're making my grow room look really pretty.
Yeah, they're awesome looking.
So I love them, and I'm going to plant a bunch more of those this year.
And you got some stuff hanging behind you?
Yeah, that's all different things I've dried over the time. Straw flowers, more status, some yarrow. Back there's some feverfew that I need to actually put in something. That's a medicinal thing. And then the lavender, what's left of my lavender from last year. Hopefully I'll get a lot of lavender this year with my new lavender plants.
Boy, that wreath looks beautiful back there.
Oh, that actually goes on the front door in the springtime. That's fake.
I knew.
But we have a Christmas one up, which probably might still be up. I don't know if I took it down yet. But that needs to probably go on the front door soon.
Isn't there a song about that? Keeping your wreath on the Christmas all year long?
I still have my Christmas lights on the front porch too. It just looks so pretty, the little drapey snow, you know, with the snow. And plus it's been brutally cold. I don't want to go out and take them down. So it looks pretty. It's too cold to take them down. I don't care.
I'll bet you're not the only one that still has Christmas decorations up.
They're pretty. Maybe I should leave them up all year long. We'll see. But they are still up now. It's February 6th. All right, so I think these seeds are getting a little old too. I might put 2 in each block and see how they do. Oh, I forgot how I did this. This is how I tend to put my seeds in blocks to try to keep under control, not have all of them fall at once. I put them all in a little card bent. That way I can take a pen and just push in how many I want in each block.
What happened to your dibblers?
They're out in the tunnel.
All right, let me come up there and take a look.
Okay, I lost some of the dibblers.
Well, I can see them rolling down.
Yeah, and you can control, usually, how many come down.
Not all seeds are so rolly like that.
No. It doesn't work for everything, but it really helps me.
I don't think that procedure would work very well with me because of my shaky hand.
Yeah.
The seeds would be all over.
They'd all be in the very first square.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has something called what, benign essential tremor. It's nothing dangerous, but he can be pretty shaky at times. So yeah, planting seeds would be really hard for you.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2 broccoli in each spot, roughly. Now I'm going to do 2 cauliflower in the other 12. And cauliflower, I've tried a bunch of varieties of those too. Roper seems to be the one that does well for me.
Let's see that one there.
I've tried like early snowball. I've had all different kinds, and these, I just, for some reason, our soil, whatever, it does the best for me.
So I see you with your head in all those seed magazines or catalogs, I guess.
Yes.
So where do you get your seeds, or you use multiple?
Well, this year I actually got a lot of them from Johnny's. To
Okay.
save on shipping, it's easier to just buy from one place. But yeah, that's a happy day when the seed catalogs get here.
Oh, yeah.
And I get to start looking through them, and then the better day yet is when the seeds arrive.
Yeah.
And you get to get all those little packets of seeds out and play with them.
That reminds me
That's
when I was
Christmas.
a kid with playing cards, baseball
Yeah.
playing cards.
Yeah, kind of like that. Except these turn into food.
Yeah, I guess. But I got bubble gum with my cards.
Yeah, they don't send bubble gum with seeds. But sometimes they do send free seed packets. That's as good as bubble gum, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope we get some good broccoli and cauliflower this year. We got a ton of broccoli 2 years ago, a fair amount last year, so we'll see how this year goes. And I'll probably still do it when I plant them out. It's going to be early while it's still kind of cold out. And I'm going to do what Chelsea from Little Mountain Ranch does. When she plants her brassicas, she actually takes some compost that's not quite finished composting and puts it around the plant. And that way it fertilizes the plant all season long.
Yeah.
And since I've been doing that, I've been getting beautiful broccoli. So I will just keep doing what works.
You know, it's all nice and warm and tame in here, and you got your hands in the soil and the other. I have a challenge for you.
What's that? Do a garden tour?
Yeah. How did you know I was going to do that?
I just know the way your mind works.
I want to see you walk through the snow.
I'll show you
and
the
point
beautiful
to where
garden
everything
in
is.
February. And we have come off probably a 2-week cold snap. It snowed like, 10 inches, 8, 10 inches?
Yeah.
And then has been freezing ever since. So the snow hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, the garden's covered in snow, which I actually like right now because the strawberries are all protected. Other little things, the roots are protected. The snow actually protects the plants from the bitter cold. So I'm not complaining. But yet, I walk out there now and just look at the snow and think, oh, the potential, it's amazing.
Yeah, this will bring a little reality in, because everybody always does their garden tour in like the first week in June. Everything's beautiful and there's hardly any weeds yet.
It's not usually white.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to push the seeds down in a little bit, and then I'm going to cover it with vermiculite. That is how I usually do my seeds. It keeps things moist. They're covered just enough. They can still pop through. And the vermiculite seems to help keep it from getting too much fungus and stuff. It seems like every year, no matter what I do get fungus gnats by the end of the season, by the end of the seed starting season. So we'll see what happens this year.
All right. Oh, so you just sprinkle it on, huh?
Yep, just lightly. It really keeps the moisture in. And vermiculite's really light. It's not going to weigh it down. Seeds are going to be able to pop through real easy.
Okay.
And the soil was already pretty wet, but I'm going to wet it from the top. And now I'm going to be bottom watering, so it always has moisture wicking up through too.
So how many years have you been using those trays? They're good trays, aren't they? They're pretty solid.
Yes. I got these from Bootstrap Farmer. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of plastic, but most of the individual things I got given to me, people that didn't want them anymore. So I just use them over and over and over and over. So I hope I'm not doing anything to the environment. But these trays they're rock solid. I mean, they'll last forever. So they're wonderful.
So you feel better about that than getting the cheap ones and throwing them out every year.
Those cheap ones, they break sometimes within a year. So yeah, some people gave me those. They did not last. But the little things I can use until they completely fall apart. And that works for me.
So you're not a soil block girl.
No, it really does seem to be a good idea in theory, but I just could not get it to work for me. I couldn't get the soil exactly the right consistency to hold together, and they ended up falling apart. It is nice, when you go to plant it, you just pick it up and put it in the dirt. These you have to pop out. Now we're going to see how the soil snail roll. I keep forgetting what it's called. I can't even remember snail. Okay, so these will go back under the grow lights. They've been under the grow lights for the snapdragons. But probably in a day or two, I'm going to take those snapdragons and separate them and put them in their own little thing so they can really grow. Snapdragons are beautiful. Oh, and I did do something different with seeds this year.
Here, I'm going to see. We haven't seen how many racks do you have for your trays?
Altogether, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each shelf thing, and there's 3 shelf things, so 15.
15, okay.
And I can keep them this direction until I start getting really loaded, and then I usually have to start going this way to get them all to fit.
Okay.
So, but this way I get 2 on each shelf. Well, this is still fodder for the chickens. I'm still growing fodder to give to the chickens every day.
Okay.
So that'll be on in a couple weeks. But for seeds this year, I've always, like snapdragons, I'd buy this color and that color and that color. I picked what colors. This year, it's a lot more cost effective to just buy the variety packs. The type of sunflower or whatever what it is you like snapdragons, rocket or whatever. And I just buy the variety pack and a huge amount of seeds. It's a lot cheaper than buying all these separate colors individually. So most of my flowers are all going to be variety packs. I don't know.
Hey, I noticed your beautiful antique cabinet is empty. Like, what's going on there?
That's our honey cabinet.
Okay.
We need spring to come so our bees can make more honey. We have a wee little bit left just for our use, but we're out. Yeah, I'm excited because the last 2 times we've harvested, cleaned and kept the wax. So the next time we do honey, I'll be cleaning the wax and we're going to be making some nice beeswax candles.
Oh.
I'm excited. That smells so...
You know what, those candles, they burn forever too.
They do. They're very slow burning. They're very good candles and they smell like honey.
Okay.
They smell good. So that is broccoli and cauliflower. Now I want to do cabbage and Brussels sprouts.
So is this going to keep you from getting the winter blues?
Oh, I hope. We'll see. There's something, if you're a gardener and you like to grow things, there is something just so wonderful about seeing green things pop up out of the dirt and coming out here and seeing green things growing. It's just, if you're a gardener, you understand. It's something about it. Now cabbage, we like green and red cabbage. So I'm only planting 2 kinds this year. In other years I've planted 4 or 5 different kinds and I forget what kind they are. But I know I've liked Copenhagen Market and Mammoth Red Rock. So I'm going to do those 2 kinds of cabbage. In the last few years, I haven't planted Brussels sprouts. We did it the very first year we were here on the farm, and I did okay. I got Brussels sprouts, but then none of us really liked them. But I'm determined to learn how to make Brussels sprouts in ways that we like them. My one granddaughter loves Brussels sprouts, so I'm going to be planting red, Long Island Improved, and Catskill, 3 kinds of Brussels sprouts. So we'll see how they do, and I'm going to be, if you have recipes, your favorite recipes for Brussels sprouts, give them to me now, because I need to find ways to make Brussels sprouts that we like.
One of our favorite restaurants, we make sure we get them. I think we even get them like as an appetizer. So
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're like, somewhat candy or candied bacon or something. I don't even know what all's in them,
but they are roasted. They have the little the blackened on
they're
it.
delicious. One time we got them with our meal.
Yeah.
The meal wasn't great. It's like we should have gotten a whole meal of Brussels sprouts. So however they fixed it, I wish I could talk to the chef and see exactly how he does it. I could eat those all day.
That almost makes me want to be a vegetarian when I have veggies that good.
Almost, except that we have 3 beef cattle out in the field.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to talk him into taking one to the butcher fairly soon because we're almost out of beef.
Well, I was shocked. I had to buy some beef. That's probably the first time in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I've had to buy a chuck roast, and it was like almost $15 a pound for chuck roast. Like, what?
So we have chuck roasts right out there in the field. We just need to take them to the butcher and get them turned into chuck roast. And we've been out of ground beef, and it's like, man, yeah, when you run out of that stuff, you're used to having it. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to look over here. You have a bunch of empty racks. So
I know.
Look at all that fun to come yet.
I know. I think another thing I'm going to start early is marigolds. I love marigolds. I mean, they're supposed to be a good companion plant for everything. Plus, they're just pretty, and the bees love them. So I'm probably going to start those really early because they can stay in these packs for a long time. It doesn't hurt them. And they'll actually start blooming then even before I put them out. So I'm hoping to need one more seed, hoping to get marigolds started early.
So you're going to cover your cabbage and stuff this year?
Yeah, I'm going to put, outside, yeah. That's how I keep cabbage organic. You don't have to spray it. As soon as it gets in the ground, I cover it with a real thin netting that no bugs can get in through. It keeps the cabbage moth and rabbits, I even have rabbits that get in there sometimes. It keeps everything out. So I will be doing that as soon as they go in the ground because they don't need to be pollinated. So they can stay covered until I harvest them. That's how I do it.
I think you need to send Elmer Fudd into your garden this year for rabbit hunting.
I do. Last year, by the end of the year, I had families of rabbits living in the garden. And we have a rabbit fence. We have a big fence and a rabbit fence. They got in and they're in there. So before spring hits and there's anything growing, I'm going to be setting traps and trying to trap them, either moving them somewhere or what else. But I got to get them out of the garden, because last year I got no beets and no carrots for the fall because they just kept eating them right off. And peas, they ate my peas off. And I am determined to get peas this year. Fresh peas are, can you tell I'm excited about fresh food? I can't wait. So that was the green cabbage, now the red. Red cabbage, I love using red cabbage in Thai slaw. And I'm putting 2 seeds in each of these because these seeds are 2 years old.
All right, let me see these seeds.
When I looked, see, they look just like, if I tilt it too much, it'll just all fall in.
Okay.
It looks just like the broccoli, cauliflower. All the seeds all kind of looking like in the brassica family. But I went through my seeds to see what I needed, and I actually had quite a few vegetable seeds. So I didn't need to buy many vegetable seeds, but some of them are 2 years old. So I'll be planting 2 in each thing just to make sure I get some germination. And for the seed snail rolls, I'm going to try the broccoli, cauliflower, and I'll probably try the stalk in those. But I'll just do all the cabbage in these things. Now last year I had way too much cabbage in the spring or in the summer, so I'm not going to plant as much now. I'm hoping to plant some later and then have a nice fall harvest and be able to keep them in the root cellar for a while. That's the plan. But by August, it's so hard for me to start things in August. By August, the end of August, I'm starting to get tired of gardening in the heat. But I'm going to try to stay motivated. Whoop, got 3 in that one. Trying to stay motivated this year through the whole season.
You got Valentine's Day coming up. Maybe you'll get some dibblers for Valentine's Day.
Somebody made me beautiful dibblers.
I know.
And there is some still out in the tunnel, but some of them I don't know where they are.
All right.
Now the Brussels sprouts are brand new seeds. I don't know if I should put 1 or 2 in each spot. I might put 2 and then I can always thin them out. But I'd rather have good germination than...
Well, I bet the germination rate's got to be 85 or 90%.
For new seeds, it usually is.
Yeah.
But I didn't get these from Johnny's. These I just picked up on Amazon, so I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. Although I can't knock Amazon seeds. The loofah seeds we bought from Amazon were extremely good. They germinated well, very prolific. If you didn't see our loofah video, we had 150 loofahs. So Amazon seeds can be very good, but I'd rather hedge my bets and have 2 seeds in each one. Make sure I get at least 1 plant in each thing.
You know, I was thinking it's good timing that you're doing the seeds and working in your grow room, because in part of the house it's kind of a mess right now.
We're doing some construction, which you'll see eventually.
Yeah, it's in the video stage, but it's one of these multi-week things that, we'll give you one hint. It involves the kitchen and the dining area.
And a bunch of free wood that we got.
Yeah.
So he's having some fun, and it's going to look really nice. So I just pushed all those seeds in. Now I'm sprinkling them with vermiculite. And then I'll wet the vermiculite down. And I had these 2 trays on the end with nothing to put in them, so I just put marigolds. Anytime I have extra room in a tray, I stick marigolds. It works. Okay. Wet that down and get that covered and on the shelf. How exciting. And since they're brand new, I will cover them with my little...
So when do you decide to put them, or I guess it can't hurt? Do you just put them under the lights, or if they're not up yet, or you just turn the lights off?
What I do, I'll be putting it... They don't have to be close to the lights until they're through. Once they're popped through, then they have to be close to the light or else they get leggy. I mean, I put them right up to the light. But for now, they just need to be warm. And I don't use heat mats. Since this whole shelf of lights are on, I put them above a thing where lights are on. And it puts off even though they're LEDs, there's a little bit of warmth coming off those lights. Plus, we keep it like it's 72 in here. So, especially brassicas don't need a lot of heat to germinate. They'll germinate fine. So, they can just sit here until they germinate. And then I'll be putting them up close to the lights.
So these are not official grow room lights, are they?
No, they're just shop lights. LED daylight shop lights.
Yep. So it's what the color temperature is like 5,000 or 5,500?
5,000, whatever daylight is.
Yeah.
Alex would know. Okay, I'm going to experiment with seed roll snails. Seed snail rolls, whatever. I'm going to see how they go. This is for stock later. Now for the total experiment. I've never done this, but I've watched YouTube videos. And it does make some sense, because they'll end up having long place to grow their roots, but they're not going to have a lot of soil.
What's this called again?
Seed snail roll.
Okay.
Or snail seed roll, one of those. It's something, I'll show you why they call it snail. What I'm going to do is, I have two different materials. Some people say the old landscape fabric works great, and we have some in the shed that's probably 6 years old, so I thought, well, might as well use it for something. I am going to layer soil. It's going to get messy. You put soil in here and just fill the whole thing all along it with soil up until the end. You leave the end open because you're going to roll it up. You don't want to squeeze all the soil, whoops, out the end. And now the thing about the brown paper, it might biodegrade, but some people say that plants get more breathing room. So I don't know. I don't know which is best. But I have both these laying around, so I thought, well, give it a try. What have I got to lose?
Now just be careful, you're flopping some around, you're going to go on the ground. You don't want them to go and get on your new slippers you're wearing down.
They're slippers my daughter gave me for Christmas. They're very nice and very warm. She was very sweet to get them for me. But yeah, I'm going to be probably throwing dirt onto them. I'm not the neatest planter, cook. I kind of make messes no matter what I do. But things turn out okay. They just get messy in the process. So I'm spreading this out, making it somewhat flatter, trying to keep it kind of neat. And I'm not sure which is going to be the top and which is going to be the bottom yet.
Well, I like it that you're courageous and that you experiment and do new things, you know?
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so the soil's all in there, kind of patted down. I don't know if I should have it closer.
That looks pretty thick. That's thicker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, you can make it as thin or thick as you want. I'm trying to make it a little thicker so I don't have to. You can actually have to up-pot these. If the soil's real thin, you have to unroll it, pull the things out, and put them in more soil and roll it up. So I'm trying to start with a lot of soil. This could be a disaster.
My guess is that when you roll it, you're going to find out why that's.
Well, no, because some people do use thick. Some people try to do it thick. Here we go. Whoops, see,
Okay.
oh, there's soil falling all over the ground.
Okay. Watch out, slippers.
That's why I didn't put it too close to the edge. And I'm not pushing down. I'm just rolling. I'm not pushing or putting pressure. I'm just rolling it up. Oh, and look, that's, my soil's really wet. But you want it wet.
Well, that's rolling better than I thought it would.
Oh, now I forgot. I'm supposed to have rubber bands or tape to hold this shut. Let me get some rubber bands. Okay, so I'm going to carefully sit that up there and try to get rubber bands around it. This is weird. Okay.
Boy, that's awful deep.
Yes, well, that's what they say. It can shoot the roots way down. Nice long roots to plant. That's the theory. So now I have this nice little coil on the top, and I'm going to put seeds all along the coil, and then I'll cover it with a little more vermiculite and try to hope they germinate and grow.
Okay.
I really don't know. I'm anxious to see, with planting two different ways, see if one is better than the other. I don't know. This is really weird. So I'm going to put some broccoli seeds up to a certain point in the snail, and then I'll switch to cauliflower. Actually, maybe a little more broccoli. And we're going to see what happens. And I'm going to do the same thing, so I can just put one every, I don't know, ½ inch to an inch.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to come up there and take a look. I'm curious. So this is the cauliflower.
Yes. And it's going to be in the outer part of the snail.
So you are going to have to water it from the top, right?
Yes, until they germinate, and then I'll see how much the moisture is wicking up. This is a total experiment. Some of it makes sense. Well, a lot of people do it because it saves space. They can get a bunch of seeds in one of these snail rolls and not have quite as many trays, but I have space, so it wouldn't be a real major factor for me. But I just kind of want to see if it works. Watch me get real strong, healthy plants from my seed snails. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go around, push everything so it's in good contact with the soil, and then I'm going to sprinkle vermiculite all over the top.
I guess the season starts where it doesn't make any sense to do your nails anymore. Huh?
No. Yeah. Gardeners usually don't have good looking nails, but they have great food. Okay. So that's one seed snail roll planted. Now I'm going to try the paper one and see how that goes, and that'll be the cabbage.
Well, as wet as it is, I don't know.
I know. Well, they got to be wet to germinate, so hopefully they don't rot. Now I got this soil probably wetter than it needs to be, so I'm going to squeeze some water out so this isn't completely drenched before I start. The paper, I don't know. I just feel like I ought to try it. Some people swear by it, so
Ooh, that does look wet.
I definitely got it wet. That might be good for soil blocks. Yeah, this I won't put as thick. It'll be thick, but not as thick. Just get it all in there. And this roll is going to be cabbage. So I don't know. If you like playing in the dirt, this might be for you.
Hey, on the right side of the screen, I see you have a planter, that you have a tree in here. What's going on with that?
It's my Meyer lemon tree. I got it last year, and it did really well in the tunnel all summer, but then you have to bring it in for the winter because it's so cold here. But it's doing well. I mean, it looks sick right now because it's February, but it has lemons.
Nice.
And I didn't know. A friend of mine grew a lemon tree, and she told me I could do it, so I thought I'll try. I walked out here one day and smelled something that smelled heavenly. It was the lemon blossoms. They smell so good. And it's been blooming different blossoms for like 2 or 3 weeks now. And apparently it's self-pollinating. I didn't know that. So it's got lemons on it, and I guess they have to grow all summer long. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just experimenting. But I would love to be able to pick fresh lemons off my tree. We'll see how it goes. But I'll tell you what, it might be worth just growing for the smell.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, we'd visit grandparents in Florida and pick lemons and oranges off their trees.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, it was a delightful memory.
Well, Pennsylvania, we'll be limited how much we get, but if I can get a couple lemons, that kind of makes it fun. But I'm serious, that smell is one of the best smells I've ever smelled. So it's worth growing it just for that. But I do hope to get lemons. Okay, seed snail roll number 2. Now, we'll see if this rolls up without even tearing. And this one isn't quite as deep. I folded the paper in 3, so it's like 3 thicknesses. But it will hold the moisture. The paper will stay wet, so I don't know.
And that's just craft?
Yeah, it's just craft paper. How quickly it'll fall apart. I bought it to wrap my flowers in for the farm stamp, but I don't use it for that. Now, I'm going to put this in the tray gently. Okay. And then try to get rubber bands around it before it falls completely apart. This is really, really weird. Yeah, I thought soil blocks were a little weird, but you know, not that weird. This is really weird. But if it works, how cool is that?
I'm going to get you a couple snail antennas to put in there.
Yeah. And little eyeballs.
Yeah. Kids will like that.
Oh, Tice is probably going to want to plant his loofah seeds in a seed snail roll. What do you want to bet? Okay, so I'm going to put some cabbage in this one. I'll do green on the inside part of the roll, up to about, there. And I'll do red on the outside part of the roll. How about that? Okay, put my seeds in, cover them up. My seed roll.
Same procedure, right?
Rolls. Yeah, I'll just push them in, put the stuff over the top.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a plastic cover big enough to put over this, so I'm going to have to keep it wet. That's going to be crucial. Okay, that's 2 seed snail rolls planted. We'll see how they do. And I'm going to bring you along as I go through the gardening season. I'm going to show you what happens if they work, if they don't work, if one works better than the other. So you're going to be along on this process. Success or fail.
Well, you may think those are done, but wait till you see. I have to added feature that I'm going to do.
My seed snail rolls might be really cute.
Yes.
So now I'll set them over here with a little bit of heat and see what happens.
The kids are going to love them.
Oh, yeah. Especially, I think, after you put your special touch on them.
Yep.
Now, the only thing I've left to plant yet is stock. This isn't quite as much fun. I've never planted stock before. Their seeds are really tiny. I was thinking about just scattering, but they're not really that tiny. So I'm taking one at a time, putting them in the cell. And I don't think I'll do whole tray. I'll do probably 3/4 of it. They say you have to plant stock every 2 weeks because it's only a once and done plant. Once it grows and you harvest it, it's done. So you have to keep planting them. And they only usually last till like July. They don't like the heat. So they say it smells really good. So I'm going to try it. They're beautiful and they smell good. It's worth a shot. But this is an exercise in patience, which I'm not big on.
Okay, so I have no idea what you're doing, but by what you just said, stock sounds like a flower?
Yes, it's a beautiful, I'll put a picture of it. It's beautiful, beautiful flower, but I've never smelled one. And they say it's one of the most fragrant cut flowers you can grow.
Huh.
So the way I like things that smell good, Yeah, but it's just a matter of taking and picking up one seed at a time and putting it in here and trying to remember where I stopped. Some of these might have two. Let's see, I was there. This is going to be frustrating.
How's your back feeling?
It's tired. I need a chair, I think.
I'll get you a stool if you want it.
Well, maybe. I have about probably 3 or 4 more rows to go. And then I have some yellow marigold seeds that are supposed to be coming today. I want to do the other part of the tray in yellow marigolds. I like yellow. You know, I have some orange ones, but I like mostly yellow.
All right, I'm going to run and get you a chair.
Okay.
So is that stool working for you?
Much better, much better.
So how do you keep track? They're so small you can't see them.
Oh, I can see them, but I have to make sure I stay in the right row and don't end up doing a row twice. I think I might have done that once. We'll find out how many come up. And this is all just still a pastel mix. Okay, so that's all stock, the mix. Now I'm going to save this part of the tray for marigold seeds, which are coming today or tomorrow. Grow! I hope these work. I can't wait to see what they smell like.
So are you serious about the garden tour?
Sure, I'll give you a garden tour. Now these, I think they do need light to germinate, so I am going to put them under a light close up so they actually get plenty of light. Now I just have to figure out where that's going to be. Welcome to my beautiful winter garden. Isn't it gorgeous? It actually is. I mean, the snow is protecting the stuff, so I'm happy. I mean, there's all the strawberries, the willows over there. All my brambles are protected with my windscreen. The potential's amazing. But on my way in, I see little rabbit pellets everywhere. There's rabbits still living in my garden. So there are going to be traps set, and we're going to catch us some rabbits this spring before I plant all the stuff. So those dirty little wabbits, I need Elmer Fudd, you know.
There's your loofah tunnel.
Yep, that's where the loofahs will be next year. And my new raised beds. My lavender is all nice and covered, so it should be okay. I think things are going to be good this year. I'm excited. I got to figure out where I'm going to plant all that stock.
All right, let's look at the raspberries.
So these are the elderberries that are probably going to be going because we have way too many. But all my red raspberries, and blackberries. Hopefully we get more of those this year. Last year, the stems froze off. This year, the wind thing is hopefully protecting them. We'll see. But everywhere I look, I see rabbit pellets. This is bad. I gotta get me some wabbits.
The orchard looks good.
Oh yeah, it always looks good. Here's some of my willow plants. I'm growing willow to hopefully make some baskets. But there's 2 rows of them, mostly 2 rows. Yippee! So I got all the seeds planted. Now I just have to be patient, which isn't easy. But in the meantime, I can just dream about what they're gonna look like this summer. So thanks for joining me as I planted a bunch of seeds, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.